Hey guys, how's it going? This is Jeff. Today we're going to talk about swimming in Hawaii, things to know about swimming in Hawaii, some of the positives and the negatives, or just things to keep in mind about your experience and how to be safe, and you know, maybe answer some of your questions about things that have you a little bit on the fence about swimming in Hawaii, because I know oftentimes some folks will say, if I can't see what's underneath me, I'm not going to swim there. Okay, that's good because um, turbid water is most of the time, if you go on to hawaii.gov and you look at the shark attack incidents that happened, most of them occurred in turbid water. Now, not all of them occur in turbid water, but another commonality that occurs with the shark attack is people on the surface, stand-up paddleboard surfers, snorkelers, swimming, you know, spearfishing, bodyboarding, stuff like that. And at the end of the day, let's just clear the air. Sharks are not looking to eat humans. If you look at almost all of these encounters, it's lacerations, no injury, lacerations to right foot, no injury, shark bit tail, stand-up paddleboard, severely bitten on left leg, loss of leg. Okay, that one was pretty serious. Ooh. So there was a stretch there back in October of 2015 where there was 3 shark attacks in the span of like 2 weeks. So they kind of come in flurries, and there's speculation as to why that happens. Some would say that it's because of erosion that goes into the water and causes turbid waters. Because if you look at these 3 incidents, 2 of those 3 were turbid waters. The other one was clear water. And if you look at how deep the water is, it varies. I mean, anywhere from 6 to 10 feet, 20 feet, 25 feet, 4 to 5 feet. But turbid water seems to be most common. So, okay, some of you are going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, that does it. I'm not getting in the water in Hawaii. Okay, I've swam in the water many times, and I've never had any incidents with sharks. Okay, and I'm somebody who's just like you if you're concerned about swimming with sharks. Am I a shark expert? No. Okay, could you ask some people who swim often? Yes. Do I ask people who swim often? Yeah. I ask those people who swim all the way, the Ironman people, they swim 6 miles and they come back. I say, in all your time doing this, how many times do you do this? And I'll be like, I do it every day I do it every day, whatever. I'm like, have you ever seen sharks? They say no. Could it be that Kona just doesn't get a lot of sharks? Sure. But, they also swim at Hapuna and other places. Maui does have the most incidents typically per capita, meaning for the amount of people that get in the water in Maui compared to incidents, Maui has them more often than not. Piahi, Piahi typically gets some. That's where the big waves are. Kihei gets some incidents. McKenna, it seemed like McKenna Beach Park was really commonplace for incidents. People who go out really far out off the shore, stuff like that. Just something to keep in mind. But overall, if you want to see what it looks like to encounter a tiger shark, go check out Clark Little's Facebook or YouTube or Instagram page, because he always encounters tiger sharks, big ones. Tank the tiger, he'll swim with Ocean Ramsey, and you'll see the temperament of the tiger sharks as it comes up. It'll just cruise and come right up to you, and looks like just like a puppy dog, just cruising in and just cruising by, coming in and take a glance, and then you can touch it, all that. That's 15-foot tigers. I mean, it's a big tiger. I don't know if they get that big, but it's a big tiger. I mean, they call her tanks, so she's about that wide, and that's about 2 to 3 feet, so she's got a big belly. They said, but that was because she might have been pregnant. You got Laverne over here, she's a big tiger, and you can tell them apart because they have different cuts on their body, or fin damage, dorsal fin damage, and stuff like that. Most of the people who swim with Laverne over at the harbor say she's cool. I've seen video of my friend who swam with her. He scuba dives, he swims with her. You got her just cruising around down at the bottom. She's well fed. That's why they hang out at the harbor, because there's lots of food to get scraps off the boat. So all in all, my comment about swimming in Hawaii in regards to sharks is you're going to be safe. You're gonna come here. You're gonna swim just like the millions of people who do, and you're gonna leave without incident. Just the number one thing I think you want to take away from it all is don't swim if the water's too murky. So if it's too murky, don't go too far out there. You know, that's just the biggest thing. And if there's people spearfishing around you, maybe don't get too close to them. Okay, because spear fishermen, they spear the fish and there's blood in the water. Like I said, I'm not a shark expert. Don't take my advice as truth, as gospel truth. But at the end of the day, a lot of people get in and out of the water without incident. So panic, fear, don't worry about it. Get in the water, it's gonna be fine. You talk to any of the locals, they'll tell you they go in the water every day and never see a shark. That's gonna be your experience. Just remember, if it's a little bit murky water, like when I say a little bit, I mean like you can't really see in front of you. Like why are you gonna snorkel anyway, right? If it's murky. So if it's been raining, and rainwater's pouring into there, they're hunting because they're looking for fish and food, in the murky water. And just remember, these turtles that you see on the shoreline, they go out there and swim all the time. And they're 30 years old. That's what they want to eat. That's what tiger sharks really like to eat, is some turtles, and I don't know exactly what they eat, okay? So anyone who's out there going to think that they got other things to say about what they eat, good, okay. I'm just saying, they do eat turtles. I know they eat turtles. And there's lots of turtles that swim in the ocean without incident. So the second thing is swimming when there's high tide. Big waves, right? Surfing. If you're a novice swimmer, if there's shore breaks, just be cautious that these shore breaks are going to be more powerful than anything you think you felt. Because I mean, a shore break hitting Hapuna or Kua Bay or McKenna or anywhere on Oahu, some of these places where they really just pound North Shore, they will take you and tumble you like you are in a spin cycle on a washing machine, and you have no say over it. So shore breaks, I see little kids though. I see little kids get out there and just handle those shore breaks like champs. I say to myself, how does that little kid do that? Because I mean, I've seen like a 7-year-old just out there in some of the most ferocious shore breaks, bodyboarding, and getting up every time. So, but I also seen people who absolutely refuse to get in the water when there's shore breaks. If you're the parent of the 7-year-old, would you let your kid get in the water when there's massive shore breaks? I don't know. I don't want to be that person who's going to start telling people what they can and cannot do by being preachy or being naggy online, like I know what the heck I'm talking about how their relationship is with their children or their family and how they parent, right? Those people who go out there and they're like, oh, that's the dumbest parent I've ever seen. Like, who wants to be that person who armchair quarterbacks and talks crap from their computer chair? Like they know what's going on. It's like the lava thing, right? People be like, oh, they're so dumb, they're getting so close to the lava. And then you go out to the lava and you're like, oh, I see how they get so close to the lava, like everybody. But people who are in like other states and places think it's just the craziest thing they've ever seen, and they just preach and nag like they know what they're talking about. And really at the end of the day, what ends up happening is they look like morons. So yeah, you're going to say, well, should that kid be out there? I don't know, but I'm not going to judge the parent for letting the kid, live life. Do incidents happen with shore breaks? Yes, because, you don't want to be in a precarious situation with shore breaks, because rip currents can take you out, and that's serious, okay? I've heard people have that happen too. See, the number one thing is I'm not trying to scare you, right? I'm trying to say, like, have faith that you're going to be okay, believe you're going to be okay, but just know about some of the cautionary aspects of swimming in Hawaii, okay? Anyone who gets upset about going over these points in a light manner, I would say calm down, because I know some of you come onto my videos and and really just say some of the most belligerent things. I question where your stability is sometimes. I hate to say that, but yeah, I do. I'm like, okay, you don't even know me and you just said all these things. I'm like, calm down, it's just a video. I'm not like God here. I'm not like an expert either. I'm not claiming fame to be an expert, okay? I'm just making videos to talk about things that I know about. But the next thing in regards to this is how to get in the water without getting sunburned and what to know about wearing sunscreen. So wearing sunscreen, you want to make sure it's biodegradable and it's not going to kill the reef. So that's very important out here. There's a big movement. You know, are the coral reefs dying because people are wearing sunscreen and the chemicals from the sunscreen are killing the reef? I do not know. There's people out there who stand by it, swear by it, but you know, the coral dying has been everything from pigs on the island digging up turnips and erosion, mud coming into the ocean waters and making it so the photosynthesis from the sun can't grow the coral, to people saying Fukushima radiation, to people saying sunscreen, to boats, to all sorts of different things. But one thing you can do is limit your impact, knowing what you know that it could be potentially causing a problem, right? So biodegradable sunscreen, or not wearing sunscreen at all and wearing a long sleeve rash guard. Yeah. So you can do all that. I mean, swimming in Hawaii, really, it's not like the Bahamas. It's not like the Maldives. It's got lava rock mixed in there with white sand. Except, you know, even on Waikiki, there's a little bit of lava rock, but there's a pretty big white sand beach in Waikiki and North Shore. But all in all, it's a good place to swim. Have fun. Get in the water. Definitely get in the water. Go to places where there's lots of people in the water. Go with the professionals. Go with tour boat companies. If you want to know the best tour boat companies, I actually know all of them. So, I mean, when you're in the water with a bunch of people, it's the safest, right? You know, everyone's together. There's commotion. Certain fish aren't going to mess with you, right? They're just going to kind of stay away. So everything's cool. If you choose to go to a beach, go to a beach where everybody's at. If you see people are not in that area, you know, maybe don't get in. If you do get in, just, you know, take heed the warning signs. If it says like, this park is closed, no swimming here because we got 6-foot waves, 7-foot waves, don't get in the water there because the lifeguard's not going to be on duty to save you. If you're one of those people just getting started who's really worried about all the things, go to a beach with the lifeguards. Do you have to go to beaches with lifeguards? No. Do you have to obey signs that say warnings? Yes, but you know, just take it easy, relax, get in the water, enjoy it. The water out here is, they say it's a healing water, so that's good, right? And like I said, I mean, I started out with the sharks, but just basically don't be trying to feed the sharks when you're in the water. Don't be trying to get too close to them and touch them either, you know, if you see one. So that's that. Subscribe to the channel if you like. Thank you.